Okay, we are live. Hello, people. Let's see. Twist Mint, Great Gold, and Termeyer, Joseph Johnson, Storm Media, Bender Fender, Kistukis, Ludwig, Leroy. Hey, Leroy, how are you doing, man? Cinder Loner, Dan Alexander, Emir, 9 Volt. Hello, guys. Hello, my friends. Thank you for coming by tonight. And we're just going to chat fun stuff tonight. Nothing too serious. But, talk about what your plans are for the holidays. Since here in California, we're nicely quarantined. Yep. So much fun. We can't gather around. We can't go to a restaurant. We can't hang out after 10 p.m. anywhere. Yep. Great stuff. Hello, Mr. Benton. Mr. Benton Thompson, Dolph. Hello, howdy from York, Pennsylvania. Hello there. And Maxi Blue, Emily S. from Utah. Hey, you. So, last few days I did a unboxing of my Black Friday purchase, which was I purchased it a week ahead, which is a laptop. And really fun laptop. It's like probably more like a workstation. I mean, I happen to have gotten a very powerful machine. So that was kind of fun to discover, because I actually didn't realize how good it was. And because it's the latest CPU, and with that NVIDIA card in there, it was like incredible performance. In fact, even copying files from SD drive to from SSD drive to SSD drive was being done at double the speed of my old computer, which is, like I said, only a year and a half old. So that's pretty amazing. And then my video editing went from 1.5 hours to 8 minutes. Hello, Floppy Crocodile. 8 minutes. So that was like I said in the video, 1,125% improvement. So that was pretty cool. So the question is, what are you guys gonna buy over the holidays? So just if you have money. So what are you planning? Because I'm here to guide you today and tell you what to buy, what not to buy, and what to start thinking about, and put some thought into it before you buy. Would you ever produce a paid ebook to summarize all your advice with breakdown? Eleanor, the problem is and I tried. I have a website that would have been an ebook. The problem is it goes out of date so fast. So it'd be like nonstop writing. So it's really hard to do. So I do a lot of writing, but it's just hard to keep up because it keeps changing. And what you discover today is may not be valid tomorrow. You're gonna buy Palantir stocks. Bought some Sony headphones. Okay, that's cool. Bluetooth, Raspberry Pi 400 with all the trimmings. Why do you want a Raspberry Pi 400 out of curiosity? I mean, basically it's just a regular Raspberry Pi in a case, and it still doesn't have if you can't lay. So I'm trying to think, does the Raspberry Pi 400 have a screen? I don't think so. So without a display, then you're still like stuck. It's gonna operate like a desktop. If it's gonna be a desktop, then I might as well stick to just any nice case of a Raspberry Pi, because the whole notion is that you would be portable with some sort of case. And they tried to make some laptop cases for Raspberry Pi. I actually have one. I have a screen, a 7-inch screen, and the Raspberry Pi is in the back, and then it's touch screen. But it didn't work too well. I didn't really like the way it worked. Still too many things bulging out on the back, and it's just still wasn't as sleek. I don't know why they would just come up with something that's really sleek. In a sense, the PinePhone is actually even if you don't use it as a phone, the PinePhone is actually a nice little computer that's about the same performance as a Pi 4, and that one is has a screen and has a touch screen, and it's flat and it's small, and even if you kept it powered, it would be okay. So that's actually to me is a better option than a Pi 4. How do you feel about LibreBoot, Core Boot, and the Intel Management Engine? Do you still feel like IME is a threat? Let's not overdo IME, JJ, because a lot of people like overdo the importance of IME. IME is a threat in a corporate environment because you're on an open network where somebody can access your computer by direct IP address. That is not the case in your home. In your home, you're on over a NAT, network address translation. So your router stops external traffic, and no one from the outside on the internet can actually access a port directly on your computer. So there's a specific port used for IME. So it's not really a threat for most of us. So you could overreact and say, oh, I'm gonna spend all my time and energy blocking IME, or what's the one from AMD PSP. So do we really need to bother with that? The reality is, actually, no. It really only impacts like corporate computers. So if you have a corporate computer, you bring it to the office, and someone notes your MAC address is on the network, then they can actually go invade your computer and do stuff with it. Presumably, only the people authorized by management would have access to the Intel Management Engine. But I mean, there could be bad guys, of course, ex-employees and so on that could do stuff. So reality is, in your home network, it's not really an issue, and I have the software, of course, to disable it anyway. And it really would be an issue only if somebody invades your Wi-Fi, your home network, which it's not so simple to do without being detected. So you can't really do a kind of a long-term attack, because you have to be physically close to invade somebody's home network. You got to be like right outside. So if you have surveillance cameras, you can see them. If you're going to plan on surveillance cameras over Christmas, my friends, one thing that suggests that you do not buy is Ring. Do not buy Ring. Please. Use your heads, folks. Don't buy Ring. Do you want the video in the Ring camera to be put into a central database? It's supposed to be given to police, so your personal videos is going to be used by police. Which I presume can have some good use if you give permission. But if you use Ring, you're basically saying, I don't need permission. I'm walking in and out of the house. My camera's capturing that. I'm sending that over to Ring. Crazy. So why would you buy Ring? In fact, be careful about buying any kind of camera. I don't. I kind of stopped producing this, but I manufacture my own security camera, and the problem is, I'm just so stressed for time that I haven't had time to make it, because they're kind of hard to make. You got to make them in batch, and then I ran out, and I really haven't had time to make them. But anyway, of the family of cameras, the ones that not to buy is probably the worst will be Ring. And the other thing is, don't get a camera that connects to a network, to the internet. So try to get a camera that does not connect to the internet, something that you just control from home. There's a few of those, but not the popular brands that you look at, like Ring or Simply Safe or any of that. Those are all cloud. So pick something that doesn't have anything cloud. Okay. Do you know how to kill Cortana? Yes. On Halo, no. On Windows, yes. So like live CCTV in some areas, right? I want a camera which I can access the live feed, from the phone. The problem, Brenton, is when you say that, then you're going to the cloud and then you're exposing yourself. So the video no longer becomes private, then it kind of becomes a big privacy risk. So, what we ask for in convenience turns out to be a big privacy risk. So I would avoid that if I could. If you do get a camera that connects to the internet, make it a Raspberry Pi camera. Well, that's what I do here. This camera that I have here is a Raspberry Pi camera. What are some good non-internet security? I can't tell you a model right now. I was using one, but I wasn't happy, so I built my own that's not internet based. It's push only to the internet. It doesn't pull anything, and it's optional too. So you can't like try to control it from the internet because it won't talk to you. It only sends to a fixed point if you set it for that. Otherwise, it doesn't do anything. So that's the way. That's the security camera I use, the one I made. But like I said, I don't have any stock right now, so I'm not going to have stock probably in 2020. Yes, Chicago Brew is correct. So Pine 64 makes cameras. A Raspberry Pi with a camera is fine. So yeah, I made a case for it, and that's really what this is. And it's kind of expensive because of the parts. And mine is built from, what do you call this? Power over Ethernet. So anonymous phone. So the one thing you don't want to buy, of course, is phone. And one thing you should consider buy if you're feeling the need to buy a phone, at least a brand new regular phone rather than a de-Googled phone. De-Googled phones are what you should buy. Let's just say you already have a de-Googled phone, so you don't need one more. So I have my de-Googled phone. This is a Pixel 4. So this is the most expensive one of the de-Googled phones, the Pixel 4. This is about the highest level you can get. You can't get anything newer than the Pixel 4. So this is a 2020 model. But you can't get December 2020, 2021 models. You can't get that. You can't de-Google those. The cutoff is you have to give it many, many months for someone to work on it before you can de-Google. So typically you get an older phone, 1-2 years old typically, and it should be fine. But what I'm trying to say is, if you're really hot for technology and you want something really nice, get a nice computer. Some of these computers are really light, and stop thinking about using iOS. Somebody asked me a question, and I might as well answer this. What should you get an Apple iPad? Let's talk about tablets for a moment. And they don't sell much iPads anymore, or any tablet, because we all have some. We all have a few tablets, and then why do we need to update them? They still work. So anyway, if you give it some thought, you might think that you can no longer go use a computer such as a computer tablet, because many computers come in tablet form now. For example, a Microsoft Surface. The Microsoft Surface, you can actually configure to take all the malware out and the spyware, as I showed you in my last video. You can do that to a Microsoft Surface. There's a lot of steps. Admittedly, there's a lot of steps, but at least it's doable. You don't have to de-Google it. You just have to de-Microsoft it without, taking Microsoft out. It's still Microsoft, still running Windows. And you can do that on any Windows computer, and it will be fairly safe. What can you really do to a MacBook? What can you do to a MacBook? Now, a MacBook or a Mac is okay against hackers. I'm not too worried about hackers getting into a Mac, and that's it's like Linux. They're safe for that without running an antivirus. But the thing is, what can you really do to a Mac to make it really private? The problem is, on a Mac, you have to log in. I mean, every action you do, you're logged into your Apple ID. Is there a way to use a Mac without an Apple ID? If you can, then if you're willing to do that, not go to the store and limit yourself, then that might be okay. But if you're tied to the store, on the Mac OS X environment, then I don't know if I'd recommend you getting a Mac. I would probably say go get Windows. Go get, there's no Linux tablets of any seriousness here. So the only Linux tablet I know is the PineTab, which is a fairly slow computer, and that's okay too. But it's not fast, and most people use tablets probably for watching movies and such. So so yes, you can skip Apple ID. Yeah, but can you skip the ecosystem of an Apple computer, of the Apple ecosystem? Can you skip that? So unlike in Windows you don't actually have to use the Microsoft Store. There's very few cases I need the Microsoft Store, that where I can't get the software outside of the Microsoft Store. In most cases you can, so there's really no limitation getting any apps outside of the Microsoft Store. So although it takes a long time to set it correctly so it's more private, there's no real problem doing it. You just follow the steps, do it once, and then you're done. And a Surface is pretty much like a tablet, and it works just like any other tablet, so it's fine. Now compare that to iOS. How do you stop iOS from spying on you? I don't know how you can stop iOS from spying on you on an iOS device. I certainly have no solution. That's why I said dump iPhone. I have no answer. I have no answer to that. It's not realistic to. Hello, Jason Jones, in and outie, Robot Glock, Terry Johnson, Magic Rat, Jackson Wilson, Unite as Women, Philippi 2, Verplex, Kellogg. I run Fedora and a USB. Libre has a tablet too. Which tablet is Libre? What is Libre? Is that owned by LibreOffice? Any privacy tips for teenagers? Yeah. Yes. Is it safe to use Tails? Of course it's safe to use Tails. Tails is extremely safe. In a way, Tails is overkill. It's very safe. Overkill safe. Do you really need to go that tight? Probably not. But, if you want to use it, if you can use it, if you can be successful using Tails, it's good. Lavelle Logan, hello. Galvano. Hello, Galvano. How are you doing, my friend? Is one Raspberry Pi 4 enough for a host website with 200 users per second? Probably, but how are you going to put it on the internet? Yeah, you can probably 200 users, kind of a per second. It depends. If you have a database, it might start slowing down. For static websites, not an issue. Any comments on VMOS? No comments. Did you get your Librem 5 yet? Are you kidding me? In order to ship a Librem 5, this is the irony of this. Purism announces that they're going to ship Librem 5s. The rule is that before they ship you a Librem 5 phone, they have to ask you what modem you want on your phone. They haven't asked me, so I don't know they're not going to ship yet if they don't ask me what modem I want. At least that was the old procedure. They have to email you and ask you what modem you're going to use, and then they install it. Unless they figure that out already just by location. I don't know. What am I drinking tonight? Beer. Do you like Cubes OS? I have never been successful with Cubes on any of my computers. So try as I might with any brand, they seem to none of them work. So because of that, I've never been able to really fully run Cubes. Cubes is very picky about the hardware. The reason is the virtualization in Cubes is actually hardware virtualization. So it's not like KVM. Cubes really relies on hardware virtualization, which kind of limits what hardware will work on. Good to be a nerd. My apologies by Libre. I was thinking of Librem 5. No. CCNA or Network Plus, which cert do you recommend? The cert that will get you a job. Would you recommend a cluster of 2 Raspberry Pi better? I'd just go to the cloud. I don't know why I would do that. Why would you run a, you can rent the server from Linode.com for $5 a month. That should handle hundreds of users. So yes, this video is sponsored by Linode. This live stream is sponsored by Linode. So yes, if you want to set up a website, one of the best ways I know of setting up a website that is inexpensive is to set up a Linode. You can actually install WordPress automatically for $5 a month, and then just use WordPress, and that should handle enough traffic. And yeah, $5 a month should handle everything you need to do on the website, plus your domain. That's probably the only thing you got to pay for is domain. Other than that, that's it. You're all set. So Linode is a very inexpensive solution, and the fact that they actually can just pre-install it with WordPress or Jitsi or Nextcloud or whatever software you want that they have, and it really makes it simple. Like, I have a lot of Linode servers myself. I think they're a great company. And I've had such a positive experience with Linode that I'm going to be a long-term customer for sure. I've known Linode for many, many years, but until recently I wasn't using Linode, and now I'd say they're a better option for me than Amazon AWS. So why are mainframes so expensive? Because they're big metal. So if you use the link linode.com/Rob Braxman, you can actually try Linode and get free service for 2 months with a credit of up to $100. You can practice with 2 big giant servers for, 50 for $100 a month. So that's like you can spend as much as $50 a month on a bunch, as many as you want, Linode servers before you have to pay a dime. So it's a pretty cool deal. And so I highly recommend them as a cloud supplier. Do you use any 2FA like YubiKey? Actually, YubiKey is now my sponsor, and I will be mentioning them in a video next week. So yeah, Yubico is sponsoring me now. Just got a Nexus 5. Why? I have Nexus 5. You want to buy a Nexus 5? I have a couple of Nexus 5s here. My problem is that it won't run on my networks here, my telephone networks. So I don't know. I've kind of given up on Ubuntu Touch on the Nexus 5. So I hope it runs better on the PinePhone at some point. Do you know anything about firewalls? Firewalls, obviously your computers have built-in firewalls now, with Windows has its own firewall, and a Mac does, and Linux uses UFW. All of my servers use UFW firewalls. So what else do you need? Are you talking about external firewalls like device firewalls? That's something else. You don't normally need that, because you can, what's the charge for Bytes VPN, not Braxme VPN? Bytes VPN is $89 a year, and it comes with Tor routing as an option. So if you want to use Tor instead of a VPN, if you want to do ad blocking, it runs with Pi-hole. So instead of setting up a Pi-hole server, it's automatic. Pi-hole is included, and we are now all over the world, from the UK to Germany to all of North America, Canada, Australia, Singapore, and to be added is Japan. So Mumbai, India, we're there too. So we're pretty much in all those areas. So that's where most of my viewers are, in these areas. So I have a VPN in all those places. Okay, so with up to 6 users per account, and if you're using a Brax router, then it's unlimited users per Brax router. It only counts as one. Looking to buy a Pixel 4. No, I don't have a video to Google the Pixel 4. If I put the capital in and work with you. Would you be interested in building your own privacy-based cell network? No, that is not my expertise. What is good or close to version of Google Maps? Well, the one that you can use is OpenStreetMaps. So Google Maps is available. It's called OpenStreetMaps, and it's open. It's available on all the Google phones. Somebody found a way to use Waze on the Google phone. Waze stopped working, and the trick apparently is to load a version of Waze. You download a version of Waze from APK Mirror from 2018. I believe the version is the one from March 2018, like 3.51 or something like that. I think there was a 3.51 in there in the middle of the numbers, and that version can then be updated to the newest version, and then Waze will supposedly work now on the Google phone. I have not tried it. If I tried it and it works, I'll pre-install it. But at the moment, I don't know if it works yet. So yeah. So otherwise, there's also a driving app that somebody said you could use. It's called Copilot. I think it's from the UK, and it's paid though. So I haven't really tried it. If somebody uses Copilot and it works, you let me know. It's from the Aurora store. Somebody said it's from F-Droid. It's not. It's Aurora store. So if somebody tries it, give us some input here. Do you think IPv6 will replace IPv4? Well, it's replacing it now, but not fully. So will it be an issue where the internet is fully IPv6? Not for a while yet. Not for a while. Likely not in 10 years. Oh, thank you, Kier Ryder. Thank you so much. So yeah, I see you, Sijik, it works. VPNs and encryption. Do you think it's worth buying a Wi-Fi pineapple to test your own networks? That's kind of a corporate tool. Yeah, I don't. You'd get bored with. I mean, if you want to learn with the Wi-Fi pineapple, yeah, it's if you want to practice hacking, you can hack any Wi-Fi. So you don't even need that. You just need, Kali Linux, and you can do it. Why not buy an old school GPS instead of weird map apps? On Bytes VPN, is there a reason it responds to ping requests? Is there a reason it responds to ping requests? When I disconnect, my router blocks ping requests. Is there a reason it's responsive? It needs, when you're connected, it uses ping to verify that you're still online, so it doesn't reconnect. So it has a ping test every 30 seconds. When you're not connected, why would it waste and identify the server? So it has no need to. Is there a non-Google global sat image site? Not knowledgeable about that. Here we go. Maps is a good replacement for Google Maps. I don't know what that is, but it is paid, but you can download the APK easily and sideload, but I prefer OSM Plus. There's a plus version of OpenStreetMaps, not Osmand. Used Copilot in the past. Princeton, New Jersey company. It wasn't that great, okay? I prefer using a dedicated Garmin GPS nav over the phone app. My car has a GPS built in, so I don't really have to worry about that. But some of you don't want to, you want to make your phone like be everything. And I don't know why it became the big thing that this becomes everything for you. So you got to get the latest phone. So they got you hooked. It's all this advertising. It's so fake. They actually got you hooked. So you think you got to get the latest one of these because you get the best camera and the best GPS and the best. It's like suck. Even a 5-year-old phone works great. Do you know anything about firewalls? Not Firewalla. I don't know what Firewalla is. Let's see. Was OSM Plus worth it? I don't know. Thank you for good night. Unite as women. What can replace Waze with reporting cops. Like I said, there is a way to install Waze. I got to verify it myself, but someone actually confirmed with me that they installed Waze on their de-Googled phone. Again, using the technique I said, install an old version, quite old, 2018 March, and then installed a new one over that, and it seems to work. So that's confirmed by this person. I want to try it myself. I have not yet had time. This weekend, I hope to find the time to try it myself. BlackBerry Passport or de-Googled. The problem with BlackBerry, the Passport may be the last true BlackBerry phone. And, any version before that was 3G. The Passport may be the only LTE. And it's, I think it's still based on Android, though. So what's the point? And it's not updated anymore. So I'd say the Google phone is still, a better deal. Can you please tell me how to defend against circuit switch fallback exploits? Circuit switched fallback exploits. I'm not familiar with that specific attack there. That sounds like a variant of an SS7. Set to vibrate and shove it somewhere. There you go. If you download Linux Kali, do you get profiled? Kali is used by corporate users, so corporate IT. So it'll profile you as a cybersecurity guy. Tor profiles you as a criminal. So, if you use my Bytes Tor on my VPN, you don't have to download anything. So you don't appear to be a criminal. Passport is BlackBerry OS 10. Yes, which is based on Android. What best phone for DAuth may you recommend? What best phone for DAuth? What do you mean by DAuth? What risks come with apps that come with ads being installed? What risks come with apps that come with ads being installed on a Google phone? Not much, because the device fingerprint is gone. So yeah, they know who's using your phone. They can probably localize you, but they don't know who it is. Okay, so a Google phone, they actually can't find out who you are. The Google phone has no identity. So whatever you do, it's kind of limited what it can get. So I don't really worry too much about anything on a Google phone because it has no identity. The only thing I'd worry about a Google phone, thank you, Pierre Pablo, thank you so much. The only thing I worry about on a Google phone is location. So that's the privacy thing you can't stop if you open up location. Just make sure you control each app and block location. That's probably the main thing I got to worry about. Now, there's something new that is kind of interesting. It has to do with IPv6. So IPv6 is being used by just about every cell phone carrier. So if I look at my phone here, and you can do this on your phone right now. If you go into your phone and look at, let's see, where do they keep that? About. And then they have the IP address. And so I see, but I IP address in mine, and there's two IP addresses, the IPv4, and there is an IPv6 address, which is FE80 whatever, which means it's an internal IP address inside your ISP. But the back part of that number is a location, and the last set of digits is the MAC address. So that's really worrisome there, because they're basically, you're basically walking around and your MAC address is being captured by the ISP through IPv6. I got to think about that. I'll make a video when I feel like I've really thought about the implications of that. That's really bothersome, because what does it take for any app to pull up your IPv6 address? I don't think that's, if they have network access, they may be able to read the IPv6, in which case any app can read your IPv6 and then from that assume a MAC address. And so here we are blocking device identity by degoogling, and we have a hole in IPv6. I don't know. This is something I got to research. I got to research this, but it's bothersome that it's in there. If you expose an IPv6 address, and it's most IPv6 addresses, by default, is based on the MAC address. Best way to speak with your secured, best way to speak with me secured. Speaking, that's not. Don't expect to talk to me personally. Just Brax me. There's nothing else you need to do. Just go to Brax me. Do you get updates for the Google phones? Yes, it's Lineage OS 17.1. All of the phones I ship are Lineage OS 17.1, so they all get updates. As often as daily if you want. Do you get, which email service should I use? Watch my email videos. This is a complex thing. It depends on what you use it for. For casual use, like one-time throwaway, Gmail's fine. For anything serious, don't use email. For anything in between, like work, I'd say use a private email server. Be like Clinton. Clinton had the right idea, private email server. So use that. I brought a Google phone from and does everything. My Galaxy S20. You can find most apps in our store. Zeta, thank you. Thunderbird is only on a computer, not a phone. I can't set up an email server, but it's kind of complex. You say, well, I want to set up 5 email addresses. Can you really set up can you really run a good email server without an IT support? I'm thinking you probably can't. You need some sort of IT support, which case it becomes expensive, but you want to have it as your own server. So that's kind of a limitation. So I don't know. Maybe use any kind of paid email service that is not Proton Mail, not Tutanota, not Gmail, not Outlook, but something less popular that is a paid service with your own domain. You can probably use thinking GoDaddy. Have them host your email. They can do that. That's kind of a middle of the road option. What do I think of Apple laptops? I talked about Apple laptops at the beginning. I can't configure an Apple laptop in my mind to be as private as Windows after you've done all the configuration. Apple has many hooks in there that you can't you can't turn off. Is satellite phone an option for privacy? No. Is that bourbon? No. It's a beer. Can expect respectable speed from Bytes VPN. Well, try it out. If you don't want it, ask for a refund. I am very easy to deal with. You buy a phone from me, said, I don't like it. Refund me my money. Okay, no big deal. Okay, you buy a router. I don't like the router. I want a refund. Fine. I don't. Everybody's gotten a refund and wanted a refund. Okay, so I don't even need to say it. But I got my policy is to make you happy. I'm not going to sit here on YouTube and be attacked here by you're a cheat. When you buy my products, you support my program here, and if you don't like the product, then I'll refund it to you. It's not a big deal. So if I don't make money from it, fine. I don't make money from it. It's not the end of the world. So you're gonna. It depends on. It's like Felipe said he gets X number of megabits per second on bytes. Actually, that's not true. It depends on where you are, what kind of device. On my wired network, and then running a Wi-Fi at the end of it, a Wi-Fi AC, 802.11 AC, and in California, I'm in LA. My server's in Northern California. I get 85 megabits per second. So it depends on where you are. It can, typical range is 50 to 80 megabits per second is fairly typical. Is it possible to use IPv6 with a spoofed MAC address? Yes, but it's not your choice though. On a phone, you don't control that. Can you pay me in Ripple? Hodl on. Don't pay me in any crypto unless crypto drops in price. When crypto drops in price, you can pay me. I don't want to even take Bitcoin right now until it crashes a bit. When it crashes a bit, I'll take it again. Okay. Dre, thank you. Recommended to your dad. Is Bitdefender a good VPN? I don't talk about any other VPN. Okay, I'm not. Why did I even read that? There's only one VPN to recommend, and that's bytesvpn.com. By the way, BytesVPN is my company, of course. It's just my small VPN product, and it's a small company. Obviously, we're not trying to be the PIA or the Nord. And you're not going to see it mentioned anywhere because it's too small to mention. And you know what? That's what makes it great, that it's small. And you get personalized support. And I don't have that many users that I got to worry about, Actually, it's getting big enough that it's starting to get really busy. But we're still not in the range. We're like a micro dot compared to a PIA or a Nord. So because of that, we're not really noticeable as a VPN. We don't really come out being blatant about being a VPN. And so we don't get the attention. Plus, all the people in the VPN, if I get people who download BitTorrent, I don't want them on the VPN because I don't need that headache. If you're going to do BitTorrent, go to Nord. Let them deal with that. Okay, I just want privacy-oriented people. Everyone is a cool dude, cool gal. No malware, no spammers, none of that. That is not the type of people I want to be on the VPN. Is your VPN in Japan? My VPN is all over the world, and yes, I can have a server in Japan. I currently have a server. The closest one to Japan currently is Singapore. But I can have a server in Japan. I'm planning on it. If I have a customer in Japan, I can open up a VPN in Japan in within 24 hours. So, is your Brax router MER compatible? I don't know what MER is. So, Brax router is compatible with anything though. So there's no limitation. What's your say on Android emulators? I have not had success with playing around with a good emulator. On Linux you can use Nbox. I'm trying to find a nice Windows Android emulator, and I really haven't found it. How secure is your VPN? Well, obviously my VPN is very secure, and on top of that, obviously there's no logs. It also has Pi-hole on it, so it actually does the ad blocking for you. You don't have to have an extra Pi-hole. And that question is actually kind of weird because in reality, all VPNs use the same software. So it's like, how secure is your VPN compared to Nord, compared to PIA? Well, we're all the same. There is no difference. In fact, you can run a OVPN from Nord and run it on OpenVPN that I give you. You can run, it's cross-compatible. You can put Nord on my router. You can put PIA on my router. I mean, they all work the same. We all use the same software, which is OpenVPN, open source. So So that's not really the difference in VPNs. So the difference in VPNs is you should trust who you're doing the VPN with. If you don't trust them, then they could be doing shenanigans. And some can't be trusted. They say we have no logs, but they keep logs. Now there's 3 VPN pools in Asia. Yeah, we have 4. Well, I have Australia, Mumbai, Singapore, and then Japan will open up. So that'll be 4 within range. So you don't have to trust me, but the question is, why do you trust Nord? What makes a Lithuanian company that actually is part of a company that collects data and sells data? What is your logic for trusting Nord? The only reason you trust Nord is because they have this big giant marketing thing that they bombard you with messages and you think it's good. All VPNs use the same software. So on that basis, there's no difference. Okay? The difference is in service. The difference is in trustworthiness. So they don't put like spy things on the network and plus whatever. And obviously, to some of you, price is important to price performance. My price is fairly average. It's nothing unusual about my price. I'm not the cheapest. Maybe plus or minus $5. So if you care about the $5, go to an expensive one like IPVanish. Yesterday, someone posted a degoogled AOSP 11 ROM on XDA. Well, it's about time for that now. What Pi-hole block list do you recommend? It's up to you, but I just use the default. By the way, this is kind of a strange thing here because things are moving so fast on my channel that I haven't really talked about it. I have 80. How many subscribers do I have as of right now? Let me just do a quick check here. I mean, it's kind of incredible how fast it's been moving here. It actually wouldn't surprise me if it's 83,000 right now. Okay, so 83,000. So it actually wouldn't surprise me if I'm at 100,000 next week. This no, hold on, not next year, next week. I don't understand. I don't understand at all. It's actually it's 83,000 practically. You don't see the latest numbers. I see it here. So it's the actual number is 82,981. So it's only 19 left to 83,000. So I was at 80,000 yesterday. That's 3,000 in one day. So 1 week. So I mean, this is incredible. My gosh, you've just subscribed, Surge P. Thank you. 100,000 in 1 week. Gosh, it's just this is. Thank you. I'm just I don't know. The other thing is that YouTube is sharing old videos. Some of the videos that are actually getting all these subscribers right now are from the beginning of the year or from the prior year. Really weird. My new videos aren't necessarily being shared yet. It's the old videos. So your skin can stop 5G radiation. Thank you, Rohan. Thank you, Rohan. People are actually waking up to. Thank you. Hold on. What about Periscope? Anybody going there still? So yeah, it's pretty miraculous. Yes. So I actually at the end of last year, I believe I was at 10,000. So it's like 10 times. So 1,000 in the prior year, 10,000. This year will be 100,000. Maybe next year it'll be 1,000,000. So we'll see. So yes, I want the plaque. The YouTube plaque. So gotta have that. So sometime in the spring, they're gonna send the plaque. Yeah, I have friends left on Periscope. Do you vote on politicians that support internet privacy? Which politician supports internet privacy? I'm in California. Who do I vote for that supports internet privacy? I don't know of a single one. Stephen B donated with a question. I missed it. Let me see what I missed here. Stephen B, if I buy a BYOD degoogling and send you a brand new unlocked G7 Plus, what is the turnaround? Assuming it arrives, well, don't count weekends. We don't do any shipping on weekends. So at the most 2 days, 1 to 2 days. It sits here for 1 to 2 days and then it goes. And then we ship it priority mail, so 3 days to that. So total of whatever your shipping time is, typically add 5. Do you think self-made VoIP is a better replacement for cell number? Voice over IP still can be listened to by government using in the United States. It's the CALEA law. But yes, the best is encrypted voice over IP, and an example of encrypted voice over IP is Signal. So that's good to use. Can your router be configured to DHCP option 61? My router determines, it's hard-coded that it has its own DHCP for its own clients. But then it's a client of an upstream DHCP to give it an IP address. It doesn't connect directly to a modem because it needs a DHCP. A modem does not have DHCP. Do you still sell those VPN hardware boxes? Yes, it's called a Brax router. Using Pixel 3 XL, is it necessary to delete cookies even with browser isolation? No, I don't. I don't delete cookies. I have a video where I don't even touch the cookies. It doesn't matter. You think you're safe when you delete the cookies and you're not. So instead of doing the cookies, worry about identity and isolation to control what data they get, and then use Pi-hole to stop the trackers from even running in the background, which requires Pi-hole. And if you have my VPN, you automatically get Pi-hole. Is Huawei safe? They're de-Googled, okay? Is Huawei safe? I don't know. I don't really trust it. And one of the reasons is because it's a locked bootloader. You don't have the option for putting in a neutral OS on Huawei. You got to use theirs. And then it's a locked bootloader. You can't go in and unlock it and put something else on there. So because of that, I wonder why. Why lock the bootloader? What are you hiding? So they could sell more of this if they did not lock the bootloader. May you make a video on what laptop, phone, and table about OS and hardware? I've already been talking about that even just now. So I'm saying on your phones, use a de-Googled Android like mine here, de-Googled Android for phones. Don't use anything else at the moment. The only option will come later, and it'll be in the form of Linux, but it's not really ready for prime time yet. They're only good for developers right now, so I wouldn't use it yet for an average person. So use the Google phone for the phone. And you can have a wide range of this. I have some Pixel 3s that have a little bit of a tint on the screen, and because of that, they're being sold cheap. So you can get one of these, the Google phones, for as little as $249. Pixel 3. Now, again, they have a tint, but $249. I mean, even if you just use the phone, it's still worth it. Okay, so Pixel, so you have a wide range, and you can go up to this phone, which is a Pixel 4, which I sell for $620. So this is a more expensive phone, but you don't have to. There's a range, and most of them are in the 300 range. So what's an iPhone? You know, you spend $1,200 on an iPhone. So you're not going to spend anywhere near $1,200 on my stuff here, and then that saves you time. You can buy a $1,000 very nice computer, lightweight. They're called ultralights. I want people to start thinking again about using ultralight. Like I'm using an ultralight computer here to do this broadcast. This ultralight here is an HP Spectre X360, and it's convertible. It converts to a tablet, and it's running Windows, obviously, and you do have to tweak it so that Windows doesn't screw you. But it's light enough that it's not much different than a tablet, and it's a big screen, so you get a nice display. Mine has a 4K screen, so you can watch movies and so on, which is what people use tablets for, is watching movies. Or I'm not even sure you use for reading books anymore, because these phones are so sharp now. You can read a book on this. So what do you use a tablet for? So mostly it's for web browsing and watching movies. So why use something that is exposing you every second, all of your behaviors, like with an iOS phone or a standard Android tablet? Why do that? So what am I suggesting? Believe it or not, I'm suggesting if you want a tablet format, use Windows Surface. It's so weird for me to say that, really. Windows Surface. And it's going to come to you pretty much as spyware. It'll spy on you like crazy, Windows Surface. But you can turn it all off. Okay, you don't have to de-Google it. You just have to follow the instructions on how to use Windows Surface to turn it off. And then you can run every Windows software and it'll be fine. Believe it or not, most everything runs on Windows 10. So Windows 10 is still a standard as far as, software running. So if you philosophically stop thinking about, I know it's a kind of a dead end fight, because I'm not going to win, because everyone thinks that their whole lives are here. They're sitting here typing all day. They actually want to type a document on this all day. And a lot of people say, well, I don't want to type anymore. I'm going to dictate. So they dictate a whole full document on a phone, and they think it's actually great, but you just sent a copy of your document to Apple and Google. I mean, this is kind of the craziness. Would I ever use voice on a phone? That's pretty crazy stuff. So every time you hit dictate on the phone, or hit Siri or Google Assistant or Bixby, you're actually sending whatever you're saying to another company to keep. And why are you doing that? I mean, the stupidity of people, I don't even know what to say. This generation, and they insult me all day. Oh, you boomer, you grandpa, and all the things that I have to hear, because they think I'm so anti-tech. I am not anti-tech. I mean, I do tech all day here. Okay, but since I understand tech, I know how it can be used against you, and they don't have the experience to realize, hey, did you know that tech can be used against you? Oh, I have nothing to hide. Oh, you stupid fool. You stupid fool. You actually think you have nothing to hide. Okay, if you think that, then go be happy. And, your kids, your family, your future, what are you bringing yourself to? 1984. You're not going to the future. You're going zucking backwards. You're going to 1984. Read the book, 1984. You're bringing yourself back to 1984. And 1984, in case you didn't know, is a communist government. Okay? Are you able to use Uber Lyft without turning on location? I don't know how you can do that, but okay. Obviously, you have to turn on location. If you have nothing to hide, maybe you should get rid of the Fourth Amendment. Thoughts on Core Boot for privacy and security? These are Core Boot and all that. These are cybersecurity threats. They're not privacy threats. I mean, they're not privacy solutions. They're security solutions. So I don't necessarily talk about them because somebody has to invade your house. Hopefully, you've done certain things ahead of that. Okay? So have you watched 1984, the bad movie? I think I saw bits of 1984, the bad movie. Just read the book. Okay? The movie's bad. Okay, I'm not going to go watch the movie. But, people like some of the people on Periscope, like this guy named Kelp, will say, oh, 1984, that's so 1984, that's so old. Oh, that was written in 1949. It doesn't apply to us now. And yet, every single thing, your computer talking to you, your TV talking to you, the news being changed, censorship so that they actually make news appear wrong, meaning fake news, surveillance all around, cameras everywhere, being chipped and all this. 1984 dystopian society, and people are like embracing this. I mean, that's how stupid it is, guys. They're embracing this. Why are you embracing this? No one reads these days. Yes, Fan Mei who? I read every day. Many times I got to read at least 2 hours a day. So that's my thing. I have to read at least 2 hours a day. And so sometimes I won't sleep till very, very late because I didn't get my 2 hours of reading. So I got to reach 2 hours a day or Is it possible to install Graphene OS to Google Pixel 5? I don't know. Why'd you ask Graphene that? I don't use Graphene. So you want to use Graphene? Use Graphene. I don't want to talk about Graphene. Okay. Let's see. The useful idiots for being indoctrinated in public education. Yeah. So yeah. If you feel like it's so passe to be reading, and you got to go talk to your phone because that's the way you are, because it's your generation. First of all, if you don't read, then you don't write. So that's why people are such bad writers. Oh, I got to use Grammarly now. Sucks. Like, why would I zucking use Grammarly? Okay, I'm happy to say that I am a good enough writer that I don't need any tools like Grammarly. Okay. I don't know what the purpose of that is. It'll probably be spying on you because whatever you type on there is being stored on their server. So wow, what is the financial model for Grammarly? It's free, right? So what's their model? Because think about, if you put Grammarly on your computer, that's kind of like putting Alexa Echo right there on everything you type. Somebody else is reading it. More than keystrokes. I mean, is Grammarly a honeypot? Wow, that's, my goodness. Grammarly would be one of the best honeypots that I would have thought of. I thought Proton Mail might be a good honeypot, but Grammarly would be the best honeypot. My gosh. Can you imagine? Everyone's convinced to use Grammarly because they can't write. Oh, we got it. This generation, they got to use a phone. They got to, everything has to be dictated. Everything has to be in the cloud. Everything you say, there's no privacy whatsoever. Now, everything you fucking type will go into the central server. Ooh, wow. This is such a smart generation. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so I'm old. Fine. I'll accept that. I am old. At least I don't use Grammarly. Okay? It's like, I don't know. Who invented that? Grammarly. What a spy device. Oh my gosh. What a spy device. I don't think of Vivaldi. I don't think of anything. Use it if you want. Is Proton good? I just said it could be a honeypot. This is crazy, guys. So I just imagine all these people being so sophisticated. I want to present a security paper to the President of the United States, and I'm going to write it using Grammarly. Wow. That'll make the Hillary Clinton thing look like a joke. Okay? You don't even need your own server. Okay? There should be a law that says no government official should ever use Grammarly. A honeypot is a fake thing to attract you to it, where they can use it to trap you. You stick to the honeypot. So they'll put honey in there, you get stuck, and then then you get eaten later on. Okay, that's what a honeypot is. Yep. So yeah, go research that honeypot. So think about the bear, Winnie the Pooh. You old enough to know about Winnie the Pooh? So Winnie the Pooh, he loves honey. But if you're an insect, you get caught in honey, then you get stuck there, and then you get eaten up. So there. So it will trap you. So if I wanted to be a 3-letter agency collecting data, and I want to get secret thoughts of people, how would I do that? Grammarly. I better do a funny video on that. That is hilarious. Grammarly. And I just thought about that just now. Librem 5 versus PinePhone comparison. How can I compare something that doesn't exist? I don't have a Librem 5. Supposedly we're delivering Librem 5s now. Well, you haven't contacted me, so I guess I'm not going to get a delivery. Maybe I'll get surprised. Who knows? What mail servers do you use? I use my own mail service, my own server. I run postfix on my own Linux server. Are you old enough to know what Winnie the Pooh is? Are you, Money Mike? Are you old enough to know who Winnie the Pooh is? Because they're going to say, oh, Grandpa, I'm Grandpa. So, okay, I'm Grandpa. So Grandpa knows about Winnie the Pooh, but you don't. The book is 1984, not about the year 1984. The book is called 1984. May I use it? May you use what? What books are you reading? Everything. So, I'll change topics. I'll go fiction. I like fantasy novels, and I'll go read about technology, ham radio, sailing, ocean voyages, this, that, I read everything. So I got to read. It's an important part of my life. Back in the days of bookstores, you would find me in a bookstore at least once a week. Now I don't have to do that because I buy books every day. Whenever I want on Amazon. So 1948, it's actually written in 1949. Is there any way to truly secure your identity in this modern tech society? No, you cannot secure your identity, so you create a fake one and then you push the fake identity. It's called disinformation. You don't have to worry about the identity that's out there. You can't fix that. Best way to use burner emails. I use Gmail as my burner email. So it's not completely burner, but I don't really know if I have a real use for a true burner. That's harder to maintain. So yeah, you can use a burner email if you want, but what occasion? I don't know, because whatever you converse with, it's out there anyway. Good IPA. I don't know what it is, but it's an IPA. This information is king in the information age. Exactly. You use a Kindle. I use a Kindle app. And then I have a ebook reader that has Kindle on it. That Kindle app. I don't actually use the Kindle device anymore. I used to have one. They want our cell number to create a Gmail account. You don't have to, but you should be prepared to have fake phone numbers. I use ting.com. Ask me for a referral code, please. Ting.com. I pay $10 a month and I get a phone number, which I change every month, and occasional testing for 2FA. And that's what I will use it for. Although, instead of doing that, you can just use YubiKey. That's the new approach. YubiKey. YubiKey is now a sponsor. YubiKey, I was using, not in this video, but will be a sponsor. YubiKey used to be a little bit more difficult to use because you needed a different one for different kinds of devices. But the new one that I'm waiting to arrive here has Nano, NFC, and USB-A all in one. So which means it can work with phones, computers. So there'll be a lot more options. And then that's what you would use for security key. So that's my alternative instead of using phone numbers. Stop giving your dollars and data to big tech. And I use a Kindle reader, Google phone, and broadcast on an Alphabet property. Yes, Robot Glock, that is correct. Hey, who wins when I use YouTube? Well, obviously everyone wins. I win because I reach out to to new people, and then YouTube wins because they make money. We're using each other. So you don't have to be stupid. I get my message out, they let me, and they make money off from me. So it's win-win. Now, I'd never be on Facebook. Do I like Threema? No. I mean, you can use it if you want, but I don't know why I would want to use it. What do you do when you lose your YubiKey? Then you go to your secondary 2FA. Where are you from? Country name. United States of America. He is also on Library. Well, Odyssey. Black Friday is when we kill each other to buy things we don't need. Well, nobody bought anything today from a store. You're going to buy it from Amazon now. Because who went to the mall today? Who went to the mall today? A friend of mine who's in a store said it wasn't busy. Nobody goes to a store. Does using niche browsers, just watch the browser fingerprinting, browser isolation video, and make your own judgment. Use any browser you want. I don't care which. Connecting your router to my SP combined modem router connecting your router to my ISP combined modem router. Uh, Shouldn't be an issue now on my new version. My new version uses IPv4 only. It turns off IPv6. If you don't have that, get a download from me. I'll give you the new one. I want to know where you're from before you came to the United States. Yes, I came from the Philippines. When do you think broadband internet will come down in price? I pay $70 a month for 100 megabits per second, which is highway robbery. Yeah, they go 5G and they'll charge you that on your phone. 5G is a way for them to charge you more money on your phone. Oh, but you can watch videos all day on your phone. It's like, suck. Whoever paid this much money for a phone back in the old days? Everyone in Florida and Georgia went to the store today. What do you think about decentralized finance? You mean cryptocurrency? I love crypto. It's over 9,000. Is it good to have your own router rather than renting one from the ISP? It's cheaper if you have your own router. There's nothing good about an ISP router. Okay, supposedly you rent it from them so they can support you. Get your own router. What are your thoughts on Malwarebytes? I don't have any thoughts. So 5G on the Google phones too. None of the Google phones have 5G. 5G is only on 2021 phones, so none of them have that. So Earl Grey, long time no see. 5G is for government trav. Kodachi Linux from USB, is it safer than Tails? I don't know if it's safer. What's wrong with Tails? Do. What router do you recommend? It doesn't matter what the router is. Just put Brax router in between. So my way is actually my setup. You see it in the video. My main router is a Apple Extreme, then Brax router, which goes to a switch, and then I have an Asus router and a Netgear router after the Brax router. So they go to the Brax router wired. So the Wi-Fi is actually being supplied by Netgear and Asus in my case. Have you hooked into Pi-hole for network level and blocker? Leto, my VPN has Pi-hole included. pfSense is not a router, it's software. DDWRT is software too. You can use that. On the other hand, my router is cheaper than any of those. Rob's Creation. Use Epic Chrome browser. Pyrat. Can you please explain how does one connect to a home-based Nextcloud server 24/7? The problem with it, this is one issue I've been toying with. How do you teach somebody how to access a Nextcloud server in your home? The problem is it's by IP address. So you have to find out the IP address, and if you really want to do it right, you're going to reserve the IP address in your DHCP so it doesn't change ever. That's quite a few steps for an average user. So I don't know if an average user can handle setting up Nextcloud on their own. You may have to just go cloud-wise and go Linode. And the only reason that you need a local Nextcloud is for large amounts of files, like files and photos. That you can store locally in a local drive. But for remote access on the internet, you may have you may be better off just using Nextcloud. So yeah, I mean a data center like Linode is $5 a month. So yes, King Sing. Okay, PFSense on a Netgate appliance, then fine. If you want to use PFSense, use PFSense. You want to do DWRT, you can use that. But I wrote my own, so that's all. What's the difference? Brack software's 99 bucks. I wrote my own, okay? And there's some advantages to mine because it includes Tor routing, and the configuration is just a lot easier. So there's a lot of it's taken care of for you. What is the most potential for the most growth? ZeroNet or Fediverse? Don't know. Is there any way to use streaming devices like Fire TV without ruining privacy? Yes, you can run streaming devices without a VPN. You don't really need to worry about those. Nextcloud is really not for faint of heart. Yes, it's the home version is not. The cloud version is pretty easy. Which has the most potential for the most growth? I mean, yeah, I answered that. I live in India, so I can't get the router shipped from US. In India, you buy a Raspberry Pi 4 locally, and then you buy my software for 99 bucks. It's the cheapest option. It's cheaper than getting DDWRT routers. Flashrouters.com sells DDWRT routers. I mean, you're going to pay 600, 700 bucks for a router. I mean, my router is what? 170 bucks. And you have a Raspberry Pi you can use for other purposes. So, yeah, mine's a lot cheaper, a lot simpler. I'm thinking a 2112. I was wondering if there had a special meaning. I had turkey and stuffing and all of that. King Singh, just get yourself a zucking different camera, okay? Stop thinking like a millennial, okay, King Singh? Stop thinking like a millennial. Cosmic Rose, how are you doing? I like your video on ham radio when the internet is down. When there's an earthquake, I turn on ham radio and I get instant notification. Okay. Anyway, we're slowly running out of time here, so last few questions here. I have my own Wi-Fi router, but I have a Spectrum modem, Motorola. Should I have my own modem as well? No, you can use their modem. Do you get a discount on the VPN subscription if you buy the router? No. What are your thoughts on IPFS? I don't have any thoughts on IPFS. What are your thoughts on global reset conspiracy with ongoing COVID? I don't have any thoughts. Do you know, by the way YouTube works is everything I say, everything you say is filtered frame by frame by the YouTube algorithm. Everything I say, any topic that gets brought up here, everything that's in the image. If I hold a beer in my hand, they'll say, there's a beer in my hand. This video contains beer. They see a hat in the background. They say, okay, this video contains a hat. They see a mic. They see a picture. They're going to see what topic is in the picture, and so on. And any device in here they see, the algorithm is going to know that. And if you talk about any topic in here, which could be cause for censorship, they're going to read whatever you say there and then censor the video and then demonetize it, as they have done every week. Every week after my live stream, I have to do a manual review because they will once again demonetize this video. And so certain things I will not bother answering. Okay. Do you have instructions installing Brax router on Raspberry Pi 4? Yes, of course. There's a manual. When you buy the software, you get the manual. You want the manual ahead of time, contact me. I'll give you the manual before you buy the software. What Dwapper. Let's see. So pew pew to that. Does using incognito mode make you more prone to browser fingerprinting? Incognito mode really does very little. Incognito mode simply says when you exit, delete the cookie. So it's useless. Useless. It's more than useless. There's no need to use incognito mode. Just use browser isolation. Okay. So sad we have that kind of censorship now. Wait, Brax router is a software. Brax router is hardware, but you can buy the software only. The hardware is a Raspberry Pi 4. So anyone in the world who wants a Brax router simply needs to buy a local copy of a local Raspberry Pi 4 and then download the software for me for $99, and then you're done. And then you need a VPN subscription. You can use your current VPN or use my VPN. If you use my VPN, I'll support you. Okay, so there's a good reason to use my VPN because it's actually the easiest. You just put the credentials in and you're done. If you use some other VPN, you may have to tweak it. You may have to get into SSH and do things. Do you think the new Xbox and PS5 have any spyware or any security issues? King Singh, get yourself an MSI GS66 Stealth and forget about zucking Xbox Series X, even though I'm getting one. Can't get one though. I don't really have any, I personally don't have any use for Xbox Series X. Can the Brax router stop trackers and protect you from spyware? Actually, yes. So, brainwash the most. PS5, dude, here, can't wait. What is your PS5 gonna do to my MSI with NVIDIA 2070? Come on. I can have a 300 hertz frame rate. Can't compete, Gaming with a mouse and keyboard, much better. Much better than your console. So, no, you get whatever you want. It's just I'm just having fun because I got a nice laptop. So, I really appreciate and enjoy your channel and app. Thank you, Mike S. Everyone is named Mike though, so it's hard to remember who you are. This PBS, so Cosmic Rose is really. They're gonna call you names too here in a second. You're right there. MSI could kill that. MSI can MSI. Wow. Awesome. I have 2 terabytes in my MSI. Consoles are great for wives and kids. Thoughts on email forwarders like simple login? That could work. It's not secret, but it can obfuscate, for two-factor authentication. That could be useful. I don't know if it's secure, though. I mean, by passing email to 2 layers is not as secure. Pineapple and pizza? Hell no. What is the best laptop to get? An MSI. An MSI. That's what I just showed in my video. Watch my video. It's just from 2 days ago. I bought myself an MSI Creator 15 with NVIDIA 2070 i7 10875H chip, 10th generation. It's a monster. It's like it's a monster. You do gaming on that and forget about. There's no delays or any kind of what do you call that? Where stuttering. There's no stuttering. Nothing. It's like super fast. So yeah. So if you want to have some fun, instead of getting a phone, get yourself a zucking computer. Computer. Are you sponsored? This is sponsored by Linode. This video. I suck at spelling. I need some Grammarly. Zuck. Build a nice desktop laptop. Laptops are overrated. But yes, you can build your desktop too. It's just not portable. Um, Google Drive is extremely bad. What are you talking about? Okay, so we're out of time. Uh, should we be afraid of the Intel IME? Not in your home, to be honest. Don't overreact too much to IME. I mean, it's not necessarily a home-based attack. I'd worry about it in a public network. I'd worry about it in a business network. Uh, I give you a software to turn it off, but other than that, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Okay, so why do you show your face on YouTube? Are you concerned? Why don't you Google me, CJCQ7, and see if there's any inconsistency with what message I show on social media. I'm a little smarter than that, okay? So Google what I show and see if there's anything inconsistent with what I'm saying, and let's go from there. Okay, so don't go do the kind of prep that I did, and then you could come here and say, "Oh, I can criticize you for being on social media." Let me do this because I took care of business long ago. I was not on the internet in any identifiable way before this. So, you can't go find my face anywhere. Okay, so the only context you see my face is here. Thank you, Mandrake. Thank you, Mandrake. Okay, so guys, thank you for watching. And my goodness, like I said, the next time I come back here, we could be at 100K. Maybe next week. I don't know. It's kind of crazy, but there's a possibility that we'll be at 100K next week or close to it by next week. This is going to be a crazy time for this channel. So slow down. Don't try to call me or email me. Try to talk more in group settings, because just be understanding. There's too many people trying to talk to me, and sometimes I feel like my head's going to blow up. Because too many people talking to me, and it's easier to respond to a group message than it is to open up individual messages on Brax.me. So go to the group, talk in the group, and I'll put in my 2 cents in there when I have the time. And I feel like many questions can be answered by the group. So I would appreciate it if you do that. So thank you so much for supporting me. And the store is Brax.me. Go to Brax.me, and there's a store there. You can buy the Google phones. I have stock now of phones. They've just arrived, so they're stocked now, and there's more to be added. So I have a lot of phones this weekend. Okay, so thank you very much, and start your holiday fresh and nice and in curfew like me. A holiday curfew. Thank you. Talk to you later. Good night.